Volume is a stock market means the total number of shares traded in a specific time frame. Now, this would include every share that is bought and sold during that period.
So, Kapil, we looked at open interest, right? And we looked at the build-up, and then we looked at technical. Can you just throw some light on how much importance volume plays in the entire ecosystem? How much one trader or investor should look at volume data when you are sort of capturing these particular things?
Right. So first of all, how the volume and open interest differs. So basically, the volume is a kind of thing. It is on the daily basis. Means let's say, how much you did the business today. So you might say that today I did the business of 10,000. If I ask you tomorrow, okay, what is the new business that you did? So you will give me the new figure over there. But your volume start on a zero basis, and as the day passes, so we see that there is some sort of gradual activities are there. And here we just try to understand how, let's say this is what our volume chart is there. So by looking at this all histograms, I understand that this is what the average volumes are there. But today it is exceptionally above the average volume. So we normally look for 2x, 3x kind of the volume happens, then there is a certain kind of the buzz in that. And when there is full volumes is there and OIS also has increased, so that gives us a kind of good clarity. This is what a good amount of the interest gathered in that stock.
Very interesting. Is there a way of preempting these things? So say, for example, how does one, I know I'm asking maybe a difficult, I don't know, maybe there's no answer for this, or it's a question that is very naive, but is there a way of understanding or preempting or knowing that maybe, I can see यहाँ पे that there are 3 sessions, 3 days of the volume being extremely high. One day after यहाँ पे towards the end of the chart, for example. So is that for example a follow up कि अगर एक दिन आपका volume has been solid or has been high, likelihood is कि the days following would also follow that pattern, or that is too naive an approach? How does one sort of create a screener, for example, maybe कि either volume high hai, and then probably then judge कि okay, this can be a stock to or a index to sort of track, and then from there take it forward?
The thing is that the stock market is all about the speculations. We are always interested that what is next. But the thing is that we have to understand the history very well. We have to follow the history. So it is not so that कल के दिन में how much OI will build up. We never have the clue about this. Once that particular things happens, so as in a previous your question that we have addressed, how we get a bird eye view. This is what the stock and this is what the volume wise, price wise, OI is accurate. So we can get a detection of that. So basis on that we come to know that. So that is the first thing. To some extent we can handle this scenario. How we can handle this scenario? When you are having your own homework. When you are always interested in how the Nifty is unfolding. So of course you will keep on keeping the close track on this and seeing its volume. You are doing the things on the intraday basis as well. So intraday, every 15 minutes you also get an updates within the 15-minute time span how the things are happening. So it will help the short-term traders or specifically the intraday traders.
Understood. So to just summarize, it is not that you have to speculate. It is about ensuring that your system and your homework is in place. So when the situation arises, you are not looking, it comes to you and you're able to take a decision at that particular point in time. Rather than you going searching for such situations, these situations should be a part of a system that you create so that when they come to you, you are then much better positioned to actually action upon it instead of speculatively taking those positions, going out on a limb, and then of course then maybe you lose, maybe you make, but there is less guarantee, for example.
Yeah, means in that particular approach there is lots of zigzag is there. Means there is not a smooth curve that we find in our trading patterns.
Correct. Very interesting. So Kapil, this is very great for somebody who's trying to understand open interest, trying to understand volume, looking at what will be a good resource to understand what does a chart mean and what does the long build up, etc. mean. Is there something that you can help us out with or show that somebody who already is aware of this piece of information or this kind of logic, somebody who is probably a little bit more advanced, a tool or some kind of data that can be beneficial for them from this website or from any other website that you probably use?
Okay. Yes, means in a F&O market specifically, there are 4 entities that are at play. Means we retailer, then there is a prop client, then there is an FII, there is a BII. So these are the 4 prominent entities are there. So it is better to track them to what they are doing. So how I can come to know that means from the index perspective that what their position is all about in the very specific segregation, how long they are into the futures, how long they are into the stock futures, into the stocks options, index options. So there is one particular site that I normally track. So this is a Nifty trader, I can say. So here I get in a participant-wise OI. So it gives me the summary of it. So let's say this is what yesterday's summary, today's summary is yet to upload it on this. So here I understand that, okay, fine. Yesterday, this is a future index long. So I understand that clients, so the proprietary traders that we can see, so they have created a short on the futures, they have created a short on this, and the index future they have created, this is all the long positions and this is all the short positions. So it gives me the understanding that how the retail is having their perspective on it. Then that is in a DIIs that I see, okay fine, DIIs has got the long and short both. FIIs has accordingly created a position like this. They were a little bit more on the shorting side. So when this is what in shorting side that has happened. So I understand that yesterday their position was a little bit on the negative side. And today when I saw that my intraday ratios are getting breached, so second half of it I have seen there is a short recovery has happened, and then the fresh long build-up has happened. So tracking this data means looking at this data at once, it will not give you a clue. But over the period of time, when we keep on having the look at this, so we understand that okay fine, this is how the price movements are happening. This is not an exclusive thing, but there are a certain kind of proprietary things, means in-house that we have built up. So capturing this all data. So here we try to understand how the future OIs from the stock specific things are getting development. So this helps us to assess where the long build-up and short build-up is happening.
My next question was just going to be that itself. That gave you a day's view. This is giving us a view over a longer period, for example. Correct.
So let's say this is what one particular Excel sheet means. Whatever data that we are seeing, we have converted into the graph. So it gives us an indication how the prices are moving. And based on my experience, I understand that FIIs and the price momentum, Nifty's price momentum is very, very much closely associated. So there are times where we have seen a declining momentum. So there was a FIIs were short on the positions when the market has picked up its momentum. So we have seen that there is a rise in the interest from the FII. So FII's momentum plus price momentum is very closely associated.
Yes, I mean this chart explains it very well actually. Very interesting. Okay. So this has been great, Kapil. We've got a chance to understand, look at some resources, and therefore then understand actually very practically how to look at open interest, how to look at volume in conjunction with the technical chart. What are the different trends that are there available in open interest? How does one particularly action upon them in scenarios in which both the technical chart as well as the open interest is in the same direction, or if they are in opposing directions. I think the one takeaway that I would want to sort of go away with would be to have a system which allows you or gives you wriggle room to understand and look at each in its own perspective, therefore, and then look at all three together. And then in case there are some days where volume is high or volume is low, your system is ready when that situation arises for you to action upon it, for example. Any parting thoughts that you may have that you would like to share with us?
Yes, means whenever we are looking at the market stock specific, it is better to not to just pay attention on the very recent developments. Try to have the understanding that how the things has happened priorly as well. So we keep on saying that when there was let's say the COP is the case which is in front of our eye, so there was a declining model happen. So there was a kind of zigzag model happens. So today it is in a short build up, and today and next day there is a long build up happens. So it is not so that your view has changed. Is there any kind of critical levels are getting breached? Is my option activity or a derivative of future contracts that has been, let's say today it has been a kind of X amount. So next day when there is no reversal in the momentum happens, so it has to be a very substantial. Otherwise, today the little bit OI will increase and my price will increase. I will see the long build up. But whether this long build up is that much enough to overcome the negativity that it has created into the previous days. So that thing we need to cover, and this will happen when we look at the brief history as well.
Brief history, like technical analysis is looking into the past to analyze the future. So I think that is extremely important. Okay, great. This has been great. Thank you so much for your time, Kapil. We will reconvene next week with a new topic. And I hope this is great for everybody to understand. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day, Kapil.